Hey everybody, this is Cresso. I'm here in New York City. Yep, I'm back here again. I'm over here in Astro Place. It's considered 8th Street, but it's Astro Place. For those that's not familiar with New York, Broadway is down that block over here. I think 3 to 4 days ago, I was watching these clips on FEMA. I get these suggested videos that goes on my YouTube, one of my main YouTube channel, or page you click on, all the videos you get suggested. So I clicked on one of them, and I was watching it, and I was like, I was just curious because I keep seeing these things about FEMA camps, and so what it is that what I got from it is the federal government is having these camps around different major cities around the U.S. But I've learned also from other sources that Australia is going through something similar. I'm not sure about other countries, but all I can tell you that here in the U.S. it's been pretty much been going on. This is definitely, it's been planned and stuff like that. And then you see police in military style. Well, New York City, the cops are very different here. This post 9/11 stuff. So you have, I'm used to seeing police with these big rifles and Uzis, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, I look at it, doesn't really intimidate me. It's just for what it is. But in other cities, Miami and other parts of the Miami and other major cities around the U.S., then you have Black Hawk choppers hovering above. I haven't seen that here so far, but I'm just visiting here in New York for the past week, so I just wanted to talk about this. So that very same day I was looking at the FEMA clips, right? I've been noticing things around New York City myself. I've seen barricades, police barricades, okay? Police barricades all around different parts of the city. Like over here, for example. Yeah, right here in Astro Place. And then the bank right here, Chase Bank, there was like barricades around. The bank was actually closed. I thought it was everybody's going on vacation, but not really. A lot of these main interest points, banks, a lot of financial institutions, and other places around New York, it was barricade. A lot of places was barricade. Now, I grew up in New York City. I've never seen these things before. Maybe after 9/11. I was living somewhere else. I wasn't in New York City at the time of 9/11, but I never seen too many the way it was set up. And then I saw a lot of I was at a train station, and then I saw a lot of donut eaters all packed together next to the Metro booth. I'm making fun of donut eaters, whatever, cops. All packed together like an RMSE mobile stations around. And I was telling my friend about how this whole thing looks. I'm like, man, it's like, my friend called the government placeholders. So I sent a text message. I'm saying, wow, it seems like the placeholders are preparing for war. And placeholders, what she meant was, all this stuff is basically placeholder for us, really. And that's what it is. And I've been really saying, I've been talking about this a lot to her about placeholders. I know a lot of us, we call people elites, certain people elites, and I find it funny though. Yeah, so I saw a lot of places, a lot of barricades around the city and stuff. I was a little amped up a little bit. I was, this is exactly, everything is going according to plan. And I told everybody that part of the awakening is, and it's a small part, I know it may seem big to our minds, part of the awakening is a second civil war in the U.S. And, I was texting her back, I was telling her, like, I look at all these police, their military style, I'm like, they're literally outnumbered. by the populations of New York City, for example. They're literally outnumbered. And you know, everybody, I'm gonna say it like this: all this stuff, you gotta really look at it. Look at these things for what it is. The military and police are afraid. You understand? They only operate on fear. So they're going to suggest for you to be scared. But the truth of the matter is, they are afraid of change. You understand? They are. I will admit things, and, you know, the feelings and thoughts that was coming through me. I did thought about maybe I should buy a gun, because you know, I already see a second Civil War. But I'm like, this thing's much greater in store than me buying a gun. You know, life is about expansion, and I always tell you that. That's what consciousness is. It doesn't matter how many people we supposedly kill. No one dies, really. The body may just, you know, be done away with, but the spirit, whatever, will never really just go away. These are just definitely experiences that we definitely allow, and you have to ask yourself this question: why do we allow these things? Why do we allow these horrendous things to happen in our lives? It's because why we allow these horrendous things to be happening in our lives and seeing all this stuff is for us to wake the fuck up. That's what it is. It's for you to wake the fuck up, you know. And look, you know, I know a lot of people talking about that they keep picturing themselves in camps and stuff, like prison camps, and how the President Obama is doing away with bills overnight and all this other stuff about imprisoning people indefinite. I'm like, I'll tell you this, everybody. If you allow yourself to be a slave, it doesn't mean anything less of you. You know, people that find themselves in camps, in prison camps and everything, they're going through their own spiritual path in life. These placeholders, that I call them, and my friend called them actually, they have no power over you. Okay, everything's about allowance. I told you this all the time. Everything's about allowance. Okay, and you know, your five senses, or I could just call it your ego, is going to go on panic mode. In terms of, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? And all these people coming after us. Oh my gosh, and come up with these scenarios and stuff like that. And all this stuff is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. And that's just how I'm just gonna call it out for what it is, everybody. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'll tell you a snippet how things went down. Because I told you before, life is expansion. All these things is just momentarily. You know, that's what it is. Your spirit, everybody, is the one that's basically holding the keys. You're the one that's power, okay? You know, my friend, she texted me this, and I was talking to her about my feelings about all this stuff with the FEMA camp and all that nonsense stuff, and about how the police seem to be preparing for war and military stuff. And, you know, I'm going to read this to you. She said this. She said, let's see it and meditate on it. She said that it's like knowing our power and no fear is present of anyone. Okay? Nothing short of that will do it. Policing comes from one place, ignorance of self, allowing fear. So that's what she said, is that we are basically allowing fear. Okay? Everything's allowance. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm going to tell you how everything went down. Excuse me, everybody. How everything went down is that a lot of people. Now I already told you about Second Civil War. A lot of people, especially in New York City, okay, it was like a swarm of people, a lot of people. And what it was, one of the strategy is that people barricaded every single police station. Not barricading the police officers from the inside, but luring them outside a police station. You lure them outside a police station, and everybody just barricade the police stations all around. and that's just part of the strategy, how everything went down. There are some people, again, there are some people going to commit violence, and there's a good number of people that didn't commit any violence, you know, and they just go about it knowing who they are. There's a flow with ease of people working side by side and basically changing things up. Everything is spiritual. We get caught on things in a physical way too much. Everything changes spiritually. Everything constantly change all the time. But as far as the physical base, yeah, a lot of people go about it, riots and stuff like that. And no, these FEMA camps and whoever we talk about that tries to whatever think they could enslave everybody, no, they didn't succeed. You can't control self. Self is not designed that way. All this is all ego, but this is part of the awakening part. You know, this is part of the awakening. Is for everybody to wake the fuck up. I gotta call it out bluntly. We could choose to be asleep. You could choose to be a slave, okay? All right, but that doesn't mean you're not consciousness. You know, it's very easy to get caught into certain things on a physical basis. It's very, very easy to get amped up, because yes, I was amped up a little bit when I was seeing stuff a few days ago here in New York and seeing all this stuff, barricades and everything, and they try to put fear. Yeah, but everybody, you have to look at it this way: the police and military, they are afraid of you. These people that chose to be in these functions, yeah, this is a path they choose. Okay, I choose my path not to be afraid. I'm fearless, and you gotta say this to yourself, everybody. I'm fearless, and you gotta basically live it, because who you are. I'm fearless. Okay, nobody can stop you. All this stuff is suggested. Yeah, we look at stuff on YouTube. We got a lot of these fear-based warning. Oh my gosh, prepare for this, prepare for that. Yeah, all these things are suggested. I don't care who's uploading clips. It doesn't matter. Everything's suggested. Okay, and we have to take on. You could take on to these ideas, or you could not take on to these ideas. It's just that simple. Okay. Also, again, I want to emphasize on this. It's very simple to shut down the government and the police station, the military. It's very, very simple. It really is. You got to know who you are, everybody. If you want to be a slave, you're welcome to be a slave all you want. And I tell you this, it's not because I'm saying this out of my mouth. I'm just telling you about the truth of life. Life is expansion. You understand? Nothing or no one can stop it. This is not anything separate from you. It's within your spirit. Okay? So all this stuff, this fear and panic and all shit and what we're gonna do and all this stuff have no significant power. Okay, I already told you a snippet how people close down a police station. Okay, and it's very easy to close down a military. You gotta, you want to go about things very peacefully. I like peace, and I like love. I like peace and all. Okay, at the same time, okay, is people affirming who you are and what world you prefer. It takes affirmative action, everybody. Okay. All right, I'm not saying for everybody to lie down and be a doormat. No, if you want to be a doormat to these so-called elites or the placeholders, excuse me, you could do that. You could do that. No one's taking anything away from me, everybody. We choose to be slaves and we choose not to be a slave. I tell you this right now. But I need to emphasize this to everybody and tell you what I've seen and my thoughts on this whole FEMA camp. This is definitely part of this plays a small part of the awakening of the spirit within people. Waking the fuck up. When I say fuck up, I'm not angry. I just gotta be blunt. I gotta be blunt. Just telling you how I feel. And I'm excited. I mean, really. This is really amazing. You know? But again, I just told you how I felt. There's a part of me felt drawn to it. My own ego was drawn into certain things. Certain drama. Yeah, it was. So, anyway, I just want to do this clip on this whole thing with FEMA, and just remember, everybody, who you are. Just say to yourself, I am fearless. Okay? The police, military, they are afraid. You understand? They are afraid. And you, everybody, I suggest you say to yourselves, I am fearless. and you live, okay, by it, because that's who you are, okay? This is my highest joy, to be fearless. It's not my joy to be afraid and be a slave. No, I was a slave, but I woke up, you know? So you gotta go out, what's your highest joy? What do you really want in life for your personal self? So people work in numbers and strength on numbers. I'm not bullshitting. People work in numbers. I'm telling you this right now. You can change things in a heartbeat. I'm telling you this right now, but the things I told you in spirit, I already told you. I'm just telling you in a way that for you to really meditate on this, about people working collectively, okay? You will create waves. You understand, everybody? Wow, I just saw Ghostbusters. Oh, wow. You know, Ghostbusters coming out. I just saw Ecto 1. Well, it seems to be a redesign of it. Sorry, it's like a lot of cabs around. I just saw, I don't know, they can't be still filming Ghostbusters because the movie's coming out very shortly. But anyway, but yeah, everybody, remember, strength are numbers, okay? You're gonna see propaganda videos on YouTube, what kind of guns the military is having and all this stuff, all right? All that is to get you to be afraid, okay? Know who you are, okay? Yes, this is the ignorance part of self, to try to police itself, okay? So those people in the military and the police, they're part of consciousness. I do call this self-war, okay? Again, and I want to say this, not to confuse everybody. This whole thing with FEMA camps and this New World Order, it's not going to succeed. Trust me, I already see it. I don't want to give away the details. I am literally living through a movie. Seriously, I'm not lying. But I will tell you this: the world is as one, but not the ego part of it. The New World Order, and yes, there is no borders, because this world is our home, okay? Consciousness can't divide itself, all right? So just want you to take in what I just said. There is a oneness, but not the ego part, this New World Order nonsense. So all right, everybody, until then, I will be back with another interesting topic.